section.
Hi, Dr. Robert Stein here. Thank you for viewing my YouTube channel. Today we're going to continue my diabetes portion of all the instructional videos. Today is going to be on diabetes 3. You're all going, diabetes 3? I've never heard of diabetes 3. Well, that's why you're watching my channel. We're here to teach you what diabetes 3 is. Diabetes 3 is Alzheimer's disease. That's all it is Alzheimer's disease. What happens is from our 2 previous videos talking about sugar, and the one before, I'm sorry about that, 3 previous videos, what happens is when you have excess of sugar, same thing, you're eating the wrong foods. What happens when you eat too much sugar? Your body's not producing enough insulin to get the insulin into the cell. If you recall, quick review, glucose needs to go into the cell. What happens is the insulin receptor lets the glucose go into the cell. Cell runs efficiently. That's how the cells live. When you have too much sugar, one of 2 things happens. One is, what happens is, like we talked about last time, you start overloading the pancreas. When you overload the pancreas, your body starts producing less insulin. If there's less insulin, less sugar is going into the cell. And what happens is, the way you could tell if you've got diabetes or Alzheimer's, I'm going to teach you in the next couple minutes. So what happens is, when you have excess of sugar in the bloodstream, you're either going to go to the diabetic department or you're going to go the Alzheimer's way. What happens when you have excess of sugar, the body produces, when you have excess of insulin in the brain, your body produces less insulin in the brain. And what happens is, from the excess of sugar, you form what's called beta amyloid production. What beta amyloid production is sludge. So what happens from the excess of sugar that's stuck in the brain, sludge starts to produce in the arteries in the brain, starts affecting the different parts of the cortex, and you start having memory issues, brain issues. That's all Alzheimer's is. Diabetes 3, excessive sugar in the brain from lack of insulin receptors forming the sludge, which causes Alzheimer's. Trying to pinpoint that into you, definitely what you need to know. The way you could tell if you're going the Alzheimer's route or you're going the diabetic route is easy from a blood chemistry test. You definitely make your doctor tell you to make sure you tell him or she to get the insulin test. So first you have to get the A1C hemoglobin test to see how much sugar you have in your body. We talked about that. Anything over 5.6 is a warning sign. Anything over 6.4, you have diabetes. So you have to get that. Then you have to get an insulin test. The normal number, the number you want to have is 7. What happens is anything over 7, what's happening is your body is producing, the normal number is 7. That's what your pancreas wants to produce. If you're producing a number 7, you're producing the right amount of insulin. Your pancreas is working right. It's producing, 7.0 is the number you want on your insulin test to say your body's producing the right amount of insulin. If the number is below 7 at 2 or 3, that means your body isn't producing that much insulin. It's producing less insulin. So that means your pancreas is producing less insulin. That means you're going the diabetic route. If your body is producing above 7, what's happening is you're producing a lot of insulin, and what's going to happen is you're going to start producing you're producing a lot of insulin, so the pancreas is working, you're going the Alzheimer's route. So remember that. Anything above a 7 is you're going towards the Alzheimer rate. Anything below a 7, you're going the diabetic route. Don't forget, the only way is you got to look at the A1C hemoglobin. That's if you have an elevated A1C hemoglobin. So the elevated A1C hemoglobin is in the 6.6 range, 6.7 range. The insulin level will tell you, are you going to the Alzheimer's or are you going to the diabetic route? Don't forget, the less insulin you produce, diabetes. If you're still producing a lot of insulin, you're going Alzheimer's. So remember, to cut down the sugar will help you regardless. Again, if you have Alzheimer's in your family, you're definitely a diabetic, you have diabetic incidence. You've got to combine the right foods. You got to change your lifestyle because it will go either one of 2 directions, Alzheimer's or diabetes. Follow my next video because I'm going to show you how the body produces inflammation, how you produce plaquing, and that's another direction you go. So either when you have too much sugar, you see where I'm going at, the wrong food program, too much sugar, it's causing disease. It's a matter of pick your poison on which way you're going. The next one's going to be on plaquing, arteriosclerosis, heart disease, and I'll explain how excess of sugar causes those. Follow my next video. Thank you. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel. A lot of good stuff coming up. Taking really complex stuff in the next video, making it simplified so you understand really what's happening with arteriosclerosis. Dr. Robert Stein out.